What do you think is the main problem with mental health in the U.S.?
Well, the main problem would be that a lot of times goes untreated. Um, this can pose really big problems, such as just like anything, an infection, anything. If left untreated, it can only get worse, especially with mental health. If you don't treat or talk anything out, people usually, I call it like the Febreze effect, as in they take antidepressants, which can only mask the problem, not really deal with it. So, much like an infection, you can't just cover it up and hopefully nobody sees it. You have to get down to the root of the problem, which includes therapy and talking things out. Antidepressants, when you have a chemical imbalance in your brain, that is what the antidepressants do, is they balance it out so you can level out. But if you don't have an imbalance and you just have depression or anxiety or something like that, and you introduce antidepressants, that can actually create an imbalance in the brain, which produces more feelings of depression and anxiety when you go off those meds. So I feel like the main thing is we need to treat it, and we need to treat it right by going to therapy, counseling, whatever it takes. But we can't simply just mask a problem and hopefully it goes away.
What steps can someone take to ensure they get help?
Well, from personal experience, I think one of the best ways is have somebody step in and ask that question. Are you doing okay? Where I came from, my high school, we had a counselor who actually dealt with, his specialty was teens and anxiety and depression. So his main thing was he would call somebody into his office, sit them down, and have a real talk with them. And there's nothing more meaningful than getting caught. So like if you're suffering and you don't want people to know, but somebody who's actually who's trained and can actually pick up on what's going on, they can step in and help. Now there's a lot of things you can do after that, or whether that be go see a specialist, but I think one of the biggest things is you have to have a support group, whether that be friends, family, whatever it may be. You need to have those people behind you that you may not talk to them about your problems, but you definitely need them there to give you that warm feeling, that love, that care. And that's really big when you're trying to build somebody up who's down low, is they need that helping hand to just get up for a second. And being able to calm down and have that support group around you is huge.
What are some negative stigmas about mental health?
Some negative stigmas would be that it only happens to people who have gone through something extreme. Now, on the flip side, that's also true. People who go through more extreme things like abuse, either physical or sexual or emotional, or people who are veterans coming back suffering from PTSD. What's coming more now is more trauma from expectations. There's more of a set expectation on success than there is an expectation on fulfillment of yourself. What that means is so you have two sets of parents. You have a set of parents that focus on grades and a set of parents that focus on growing the kid into himself. The child who would have more of a chance of suffering from anything would be the parents who are pushing them to have better grades. There's one thing, pushing and having expectations. Some kids have a tendency to relate themselves to how well they do in their grades. And this can have several outcomes, most of all being insecurity or lack of self-worth. And that is a big thing that only leads into things like doubt, and doubt can lead you, doubting about yourself, which is sometimes called depression, or being anxious about not getting your school done right, you're not getting your grades. These are all really big components that can kind of push people over the edge sometimes, and that's some things that are pretty negative that kind of need to change of how we view mental health and those problems.